The Walpole High School robotics team qualified for the 2022 New England District Championship and the World Championship in the first robotics competition.
Each year, this group of hardworking students have to come up with a brand new robot that can be designed to play a brand new game or challenge. So they have to try and think about what kind of mechanisms they'll need to use to grab a different game piece. They'll have to try and figure out, how do I wire this robot to get power and data to and from. They'll have to figure out how to program that robot to respond and drive around. And they'll also have to just come up with strategies to try and play the game as effectively as possible.
Our season usually starts around a little bit near the end of September after school starts, when kids can really start joining clubs. And during that time, we don't know what the game of the year is. That's released at like the 1st of January, or like that first week. So what we spend during that time is, it's kind of like, we call it our training season, when upperclassmen and mentors on the team are able to work with upcoming and new students who may not have been on the team before.
This year, two of the main parts of the game were shooting and climbing. So we focused a lot of our efforts for our robot on being able to shoot the balls high in the air using an arc with some flywheel shooters, picking up balls off the ground, since they're going to scatter around the game field, using an intake that can sort of just like extend out and just pick them up. And then climb up the monkey bars at the end of the game. Those are our three major mechanical goals.
So I'm in a field called scouting. So basically I learned how to make an Android app with the use of a language called Java. And on top of that, I learned how to use a lot of cool softwares, including MySQL, which is a database, as well as Tableau, which is like a visualization software.
The team wouldn't be a success without the mentors, members of the community who have an interest in science and technology.
A lot of them aren't teachers. Like, they have their own lives, their own jobs, yet they like volunteer a lot of their precious time towards helping a lot of students like help develop and grow towards their passion for like STEM.
The team is based in the New England district, so they will play against the other 185 teams. Teams then get ranked based off of how technically the robot is built, their community outreach, and performance on the field. The top 80 then compete in the New England Championship, and the top 16 teams will then move on to the World Championship. That means they play against other U.S. teams and international ones as well.
So it's really exciting to see all these high school students from around the world all kind of get the same challenge every year, come up with different ways of solving it, some more effective than others, and then kind of get to play off against each other and see who the best of the best are.
Some of these students have been involved with the team all 4 years of high school, so I asked them to reflect on their motivation for joining and what they'll take from this experience.
I would say I get to learn different aspects of engineering, such as like the construction, the mechanics, like putting together the robot parts and subsystems, or even learning about like electrical engineering. Like, I did a lot of wiring and motor work, so I think I learned a lot to help me with my major down the road. It kind of prepared me with like an engineering mindset and what engineers have to do.
I actually was probably going to join my school's dance team. But after coming to the first meeting, I really realized how fun this all actually was, and I just got roped in.
I wanted to continue doing computer programming in high school in an environment that seemed more of a real-world experience rather than just random projects that I did at home. And I also wanted to learn how to innovate using the engineering design process on a level that was probably going to be a lot more professional than something I would find maybe in the high school classroom or, again, on my own.
This place is really like a huge community. When I come here, it doesn't really feel like a job like school usually does, even though that this place is really correlated with school. It feels almost like another home that I get to come to, and I really get to be independent and feel like my voice is heard in like situations, especially as a girl in STEM. I feel really represented here.
Every time I come in, it's a new experience and new challenges to solve and new programming things to learn about. So it's definitely been one of the most fulfilling engineering and technology experiences that I've ever experienced.
I'm really excited to stay on the robotics team for all 4 years of high school, because it's only my first year, but I've already noticed that it's a really good and like benefiting like opportunity. Like, I never thought I could learn so much only in the first year, and like such things that you can like practically use outside of just the workshop per se.